Ready? Okay, well, good morning. I want to thank you all for joining us. A nice fall day. It sounds like it's going downhill after this, but so we should enjoy today while we can. Governor Branstad is not with us this morning. The First Lady and the Governor are on vacation, so they hopefully are enjoying some well-deserved time off. I am really pleased today, though, to be joined by Chris Nelson, who is the CEO of Kemin Industries, and Carrie Rankin, who is the Assistant Director of Development for the Governor's STEM Advisory Council. Today, we are highlighting the new STEM Education Award for Inspired Teaching, which is sponsored by Kemin Industries. Great teaching in every classroom is essential, and we all know that if we're going to increase student interest and achievement in science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM. That's the main mission of the Governor's STEM Advisory Council, and I'm certainly honored to co-chair that with Mary Ann Dringa, who is the CEO of the Vermeer Manufacturing. It's important to share that Kemin is one of the 10 businesses and business and industry members that's represented on the STEM Advisory Council, as well as other sectors that are represented, which is education, nonprofit, and government. All of us share a commitment to make sure Iowa students are fully prepared to pursue STEM careers if that's what they choose to do. That's one way to strengthen Iowa's STEM talent pipeline for business and industry. And this morning, I am really excited that Kemin has launched this new award that will help encourage more of our best students to consider teaching. You know, it's a challenge enough to hire enough outstanding STEM teachers, especially when we look at rural school districts across the state. We need more talented STEM teachers in order to provide an equitable STEM education. So just consider these facts when this is an initiative that we're really trying to promote and move. According to Georgetown University Center on Education and Workforce Study, STEM jobs in Iowa alone will grow from more than 50,000 in 2010 to a projected 61,500 in 2020. Plus, another 29,000 jobs will be added in the healthcare profession. We want our students ready to make the most of these promising careers, and especially those careers that are right here in the state of Iowa. So we must plan for even more STEM teachers in the future and increase awareness about the opportunities. This is especially true based upon the findings in the 2014 National Condition of STEM Report. And this report, which will be released later this month, shows interest in teaching STEM subjects is alarmingly low. Out of more than 1.8 million 2014 graduates tested, only 1,115 individuals expressed an interest in teaching science. And we must make teaching STEM subjects so more appealing. Iowa's 2013 landmark education reform package helps do that with the Teach Iowa Scholar Award. And this is an award that provides up to $20,000 to teachers who agree to teach in Iowa for 5 years in the subjects of math and science, as well as special education. The new STEM Teacher Award, sponsored by Kemin Industries, also moves Iowa in the right direction. So I'm so appreciative of the investment in the future by Kemin. And to provide more details, I'd like to invite Carrie Rankin to the podium.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. I'm pleased to be in a role of the Governor's STEM Advisory Council of helping develop business partnerships and strengthen the relationships between industry and education in the state of Iowa. Statewide and through our STEM network of 6 regional STEM hubs, business partners from across the state and all sectors are engaging their financial and employee resources in support of STEM council programming, including STEM education, scale-up, pre-K through 12, real-world externships, and various council STEM events throughout the year. Last year, STEM programming events made an impact on over 100,000 students in Iowa. This fall, over 1,400 STEM educators will be implementing STEM scale-up programming throughout the state of Iowa. These partnerships are increasingly important as we continue to prepare even more teachers and students to succeed in STEM opportunities and support educators and schools with the resources they need to provide a world-class STEM education. For those businesses who are interested in becoming a corporate partner of the STEM Council, please contact us at info@iowastem.gov or me directly at Rankin, RANKIN, at iowastem.gov. Today, I am happy to thank publicly and recognize Dr. Chris Nelson, CEO Kemin Industries, and his company as one of the best partners of the Governor's STEM Advisory Council. We are very humbled and amazed at the amount of human and financial commitments and investments that Kemin Industries has made in STEM for our state. We are extremely fortunate to have them as one of our partners. They provide mentorships, internships, serve as a host for extern teachers, and as well as volunteer on behalf of the STEM Advisory Council. And once again, because of their generous support, I'm happy to introduce the new STEM Education Award for Inspired Teaching, sponsored by Kemin Industries. This is a wonderful award that will honor great STEM teachers across the state of Iowa and create more opportunities for businesses to engage with education. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Chris Nelson, who will share more details about the award.
Lieutenant Governor, Carrie, thank you very much. Really my pleasure to be here this morning. I want to give you a little bit about the genesis of this award. We did a survey of the over 100 scientists at Kemin and asked the question, where did you get your inspiration to start in science? Was it your parents? Was it perhaps some other source that really got you started in science? And when we did this, we found that the vast majority of our scientists got their inspiration from a teacher. And that teacher could have been in grade school, middle school, high school, university, but it was a teacher of some sort that really inspired them to take a career in science. Kemin Industries, like many of the companies in Iowa, continues to search for more scientists and more technically trained people for all sorts of positions in our company. We wanted to take an opportunity to recognize those outstanding science teachers, because not only are they being able to convey the knowledge of that particular class at that particular year, but they in fact are actually changing the lives of their students, inspiring career decisions. This award is going to be given out. We're going to recognize 6 districts, the 6 educational. We're going to give out 6 awards to 6 outstanding teachers. There'll be $1,500 that will be going to the school, and then $1,500 to the teacher. And so the split of the award is really to recognize both the school environment that they're in and the need for further equipment, et cetera, and also to recognize that teacher for what they've been able to contribute. We're very excited because we believe that this recognition of outstanding teachers will not only inspire other teachers to go, or other perhaps students to think about a career in teaching in STEM, but also to continue the great work these teachers are doing and continue to really to provide more and more students who are involved in STEM. Applications close on December 12th, so we're hopefully that we're going to see a large number of applications. And we have a short video that maybe does a better job than I do of explaining what we have going here. So please.
Okay. Okay, we would open it up to questions regarding this topic.
Lieutenant Governor, did you have that inspirational teacher that Dr. Nelson talked about?
Well, I did. I mean, I probably my kindergarten teacher, and then I had a 7th grade biology teacher. I wish I would have had the opportunity to participate more hands-on, though. I think I'm really seeing that have an impact on young people as I travel across the state and visit school districts. The ability for them to hands-on, to apply, to communicate, to work together. I hear a lot of young girls say, I never thought I would like anything to do with engineering or a first tech challenge. And once they get into it, they love it, they enjoy it. And then I think that helps them look differently towards what they want to do towards in the future. Well, I passed, so he did make it fun. It makes all the difference if you've got a teacher that really is engaging and makes it fun and makes learning fun. So. Well, I just want to say thank you to Kemen because it does make a big difference. And just like the STEM initiative, as we've tried very hard to raise awareness of the importance of science, technology, engineering, and math, and the impact that that has on our young people in the future, and especially our economy right here in Iowa, we want to continue to drive, innovation and Iowa ingenuity, and science, technology, engineering, and math is all a big part of that. So it's important that we recognize teachers that are doing a good job and encourage them to reach out to their colleagues to inspire them also. So I can't thank you enough for really stepping up and providing this award and helping us recognize excellence in teaching and helping to encourage that across the state. So.
For Dr. Nelson, how long do you think it'll take before you can notice a measurable difference in the state's focus on STEM so that you can start to see it in recruiting?
There's no doubt this is a long-term effort. Inspiration comes, say, in high school. So we're now talking about getting these kids through high school. They have to graduate university to be able to have that education to come into the workforce. A minimum of 6 years, probably is going to be a 10 to 15 year effort. And really, it's about having the staying power to be able to look to the future, to be able to realize this is the seeds you have to plant to harvest 6 to 10 years away.
Can you just talk a little bit about how hard it is to get qualified people and how important it
Yeah.
is to start this process?
We continually have openings in our research and development team, as well as in our marketing department, sales groups. All require technical backgrounds to be able to come to Kemen. And recruiting is a difficult area, there's no doubt. We've been very fortunate. The Des Moines area now recognized as one of the top places to live, has helped a lot. But still, when you have the choice of, let's see here, Boston, San Diego, Des Moines, and those are the three, some real tech centers, you've really got to be able to recruit those people in. And so we know that a lot of that is going to come from kids who were raised in Iowa, know what the quality of life is here, want to come back, whether they've been afield or have stayed in Iowa. And thus, that's why it's so important to recognize this in Iowa.
And that's always one of our objectives, is to keep Iowa students in Iowa and not lose them and try to bring them back. So I think as we continue to increase improve the quality of life and make Des Moines and the metro area the great place that it is to live and work and to raise a family for young professionals, and the great quality of jobs that we're seeing develop all across the state of Iowa, then we're going to be keeping more of our young people in the state, and not as well as working to bring them back, but we're not going to lose them to begin with. Any other questions? No, I have not spoke with her. That's a decision that'll be made by Senator-elect Joni Ernst, but I did give her a big hug after the election, told her congratulations and how proud I was of the campaign that she ran.
Statutorily, is there enough time to have her step down for the special election and have somebody installed?
Yep.
before it's already-
There's a process that's already in place. It's very well laid out. Same thing happened when I was elected as the lieutenant governor with Governor Branstad. We had a process in place. The governor will announce the date for the special election, and there's parameters within the Iowa code that he will abide by to set that date. He'll do that when he gets back from vacation. Or it starts with Senator Ernst resigning. So that's the first thing that needs to take place. And then there's a process that's in place that the governor will implement.
What happened to the state senate? You had a Republican wave
You know, we had a very narrow pathway to a majority in the Iowa State Senate. This was a more difficult year. 2012, we had more seats open, so we had a very narrow pathway to taking back the majority. I think probably we needed to have more seats in play, but we'll continue to do what we did over the last 4 years, and that's work with both a Republican-controlled House and a Democratic-controlled Senate. We are going to put Iowans first and Iowa first. We're going to look for legislation where we can build consensus and continue to do what we talked about all across Iowa when we were running for the opportunity to serve Iowans, and that's to continue to build Iowa's future.
Talk about the gas tax now. So will there be a full-throated push now by you and the governor to get this through next session? And if so, what's changed in the circumstances?
You know, I think the governor's been very consistent in what he said regarding funding for the infrastructure in the state of Iowa, roads and bridges. We know that that's extremely important for Iowa's economy, that we have their money to sustain Iowa's roads and bridges. It can't be just raising the gas tax. I don't think that's a sustainable measure. We know that that's a declining revenue source. We need to look at a multitude of issues, and that's what the governor's talked about. That's one of the reasons that he had Paul Trombino put together a whole host of options. They were severable. They could operate in isolation or put several of them together. Paul traveled the state extensively, met with various groups, with Iowans. We've had a great discussion in the legislature last year. It has to be a bipartisan effort. We need both Democrats and Republicans working together to figure out a method in which that we can sustain the infrastructure in the state of Iowa, and it needs to be a long-term solution. I think another option that we have with the Senate, with the Republican-controlled Senate and House, at the federal level, the Congress passed several measures for long-term road funding at the federal level that didn't even get debated in the Senate. So hopefully they can look at a long-term solution at the federal level. We can work with both parties at the state level and look for a hybrid. Several options that we can put together that does what we need it to do, and that's to improve the infrastructure in the state of Iowa.
I'm going to ask you this on election night, and I wonder if you have any further thoughts on this. What does it mean to generation of female Iowans that their class ceiling U.S. Senator from Iowa?
Well, you know, I'm really, really proud of Joni. She was a state senator and came out of nowhere and just worked extensively, meeting with Iowans, talking to Iowans, talking about her vision for representing Iowans at the federal level. You know, we're over 50% of the population, so it's exciting to have a female representing us. But Joni ran on the issues. Joni ran by taking the Iowa way to Washington, D.C. She talked about being an integral part of reducing taxes and regulations, growing the economy, attracting quality careers to Iowa, to really balancing the budget, not spending more than you're taking in, and really protecting Iowans and this nation. And so she had a very clear message. She talked about what she had done in the Iowa State Senate. She talked about serving her state and her country. She talked about serving as a local county government official. And she talked about taking the Iowa way to Washington, D.C., a problem solver, working with the Congress and the president to get this country back on track. So I'm really proud of what she's done. I thought she ran a great campaign, and Iowans agreed.
What lessons do you think there are for the future of female politicians running for Congress?
Well, you make a difference. You get in there and you serve Iowans. She's a great public servant. She's demonstrated great leadership, not only at the local level, but at the state level, as well as serving her state and her country. You run on a vision, you run on what you've done, but then you run on your vision for the future. I think that she did a great job of traveling the state and meeting with Iowans. We do that every year. We go to all 99 countries. It is extremely important to be accessible, to be out in the state, to talking to Iowans, to listening to Iowans, and that's exactly what she did. She went to all 99 counties. She talked about her vision for the state. She talked about taking the Iowa way to Washington, D.C. She asked for their vote and their support, and they resoundingly agreed with her message.
It's got to be though, like you're just talking about STEM, more females to see in the sciences. Maybe they
Well,
see
it
female state parents, female senator, they see that maybe
Yeah.
they didn't see.
Well, I think it's always encouraging to see strong, articulate, bright women running for office, but whether that's serving on a school board, working for a nonprofit, being involved in your community. There's a lot of women out there that are already doing that. Strong business women owners, we see that. So, it's great for young women to be able to see bright, articulate, strong leaders, whether it's a women or a male, but it's encouraging for them, I think, to see a strong leader that they can see themselves in and emulate.
Why did what she accomplished, does that make you think about what it would be like to become governor?
Well, this is what I'm focused on. We just got through an election. We are really proud of what we've been able to do over the last 4 years. We put together a very focused agenda over 5 years, growing the economy, attracting quality careers, getting Iowans the skills that they need to be successful, restoring excellence in education, and trying to be the healthiest state in the nation. We said over and over as we traveled to all 99 counties that we're just getting started. We're excited about what we've done, but we're very optimistic about Iowa's future. I'm really fortunate. Governor Branstad, when he asked me to run, he said, we're going to run as a team and we're going to serve as a team, and we've done that. And he's an outstanding leader for this state, and I am proud to be able to work with him and really continue to move Iowa in the right direction.
United thought about
I am thinking about getting the state to, helping the state continue to grow and keep Iowa moving in the right direction. That really is what we're focused on. We talked a lot about that. I believe in it. I've seen firsthand in a relatively short period of time with the split legislature, you can get the state's financial house back in order, making tough decisions, making the decisions that needed to be made, and then you lay out a very focused but aggressive agenda. And if you stay focused on that, bring two parties together, talk about what's best for Iowa, what's best for Iowans, you really can accomplish a lot in a short period of time. And that's exciting to be a part of that, to see that happen. And we want to continue building Iowa's future. So we're not done. We're just getting started, and we're excited about the opportunities.
Lieutenant Governor, in regards to the STEM Education Award, why is it important to foster the relationships between businesses and education? Like coming up STEM?
Well, I think that's been one of the biggest outcomes, actually, of the Governor's STEM Advisory Council, and that is bringing education and business and industry together. They operated somewhat in silos, and to have business and industry really be a part, working with educators, helping them see what they need in a workforce, providing opportunities not only for teachers to do externships at various business and industries, but also giving Iowa students an opportunity to do an internship at Kemen or at Principal or at wherever, at any business and industry. It really gives them the opportunity to see what that workforce looks like, to start to apply some of the skills that they're learning at school. And it helps them, I think, make decisions on their future and what they want to do moving forward.